Hello, you gorgeous human beings. It is me, Susie Ashworth. It is day 20 of the 75 Hard Challenge, and I want you to stop judging me. I know I am wearing the same outfit as I was yesterday. Still haven't done my hair. I did have a revelation when I woke up this morning, though, and that was I feel like I'm coming to the end of my tracksuit era. So, on the basis of that, I might as well just get as much wear out of them as possible. Right, you gorgeous human beings, I want to share with you what has been on my mind today, which has been about planning for the future and thought leadership. And the two contemplations have intersected perfectly, because I had one client who was asking me, like, how do I determine what it is that I want from 2026? And, you know, I have just come off the back of, like I said, 2025, a year that has been like not full of duality, but I have experienced some really great wins and then the lowest of the lows. And there was no way that I could predict that those lows were going to happen. I think that when you experience loss of any time, but particularly when it's a significant loss, your awareness of just how fragile life is cannot be ignored. Like, everything is right in the forefront of your contemplations. It's like I will go and get on my bike after I've recorded this, and I'll do my 45 minutes. Something wild could happen. Something wild could happen to me whilst I was on that bike. Or I could get a phone call in the middle of my ride and something catastrophic could have happened. Now, I know that this it's not exactly feel good thoughts, and it's not that I'm necessarily moving through my day thinking, like, acting from a place of fear or being from a place of fear, but when you're thinking about what it is that you want to create, sometimes there can be a sense of, like, what is the point? I may as well just surrender to the flow of the universe, because my plans versus God's plan, if you believe in God, or my plans versus universal karma, my plans versus just the complete unpredictable nature of this world. Like, what is the point? And I was chatting with another client who she was responding to something that I had said about the way that I think that the coaching market is going to evolve over the next couple of years based on what is happening with AI and the job market. And I was saying, and I really feel called to do a long live stream on this, but what I was saying is that in 2 years' time, many more jobs are going to be taken by AI. You know, I think it was Amazon that laid off 30,000 operatives in November of this year. 30,000. And we are going to continue to see that at a rate of change. Of course, there will be new industries that are born, there will be new jobs that are born, but there is a conversation that is happening right now for those people who want to listen, where people are questioning, what does the future of society look like when many of the jobs that people were relied on for, are going to be able to be done more effectively, more cheaply, more quickly, using AI or humanoid robots. And of course, that can be a very depressing thought. As an optimist, as somebody whose glass is half full, what I'm thinking about is, what can I do to stack the odds in my favour? That should there be a massive shift in the way that people are consuming around the economics of society, what can I do to stack the odds in my favour, to support me and the legacy that I desire to leave for my family, not even on a wider scale, but for my family. And so I can't not think about this. And at the same time, I'm thinking about things that are completely outside of my control, that we have absolutely no precedence for. And when I was sharing with my coaching client, she said, yeah, but who are we? Nobody knows what is going to happen. Who are we to say what is going to happen? And what I said is that in times like this, same as with COVID, you're going to have to decide whether you are a leader or you are a follower. And there is no judgment about whether you are leading or whether you are following. There's no judgment. But if you are leading, you get to set the tone for yourself. If you are leading, you get to support all of the people that resonate with what it is that you are saying, the path that you are forging. And when you can do that in integrity, i.e., I don't know that that is true, and there are too many signposts for me to ignore that it might not be true. Now, during COVID, my signposts were, when it came to protecting myself and my family, the signposts for me, there were too many, well, there weren't enough signposts to direct me in the same direction as many other people. And I was proved to be correct in my thinking. When I first started out in business, I rode the crest of a wave. It was really clear to me that the work that I was doing in the hypnobirthing world, we were at a really pivotal point where we got to go beyond education as hypnobirthing was hitting the mainstream. So to decide to switch from being a hypnobirthing teacher to showing other people how they could build profitable and sustainable hypnobirthing businesses, that was a smart move. And some of it, of course, it's timing and luck, but then it's observing what is going on and taking action accordingly. And that is what I can't help but do now. I understand more than ever that the work that I do and other people who are teaching people how to become self-sustained, i.e. not reliant on other people, as in employers, to give them their money, that's a really, really, really smart thing to be doing right now. It's a really smart thing to be doing right now. And in my opinion, it's a really good thing to be doing right now because of all the signposts I see pointing in certain directions. So I move through this world more and more appreciating that I am in control of absolutely nothing except myself and the way that I respond to each and every circumstance that I am presented with. And I understand that the way that I respond to each and every circumstance that I am presented with is going to directly impact my experience of my next moment in reality. And so what do I want that next moment to be like? And more importantly, what comes before then is, how do I desire to respond? And I'm talking about that not on a micro individual level. I'm talking about that from a macro perspective. How do I want to respond to challenge? Irrespective of what the challenge is, how do I want to respond? How do I want to respond to heartbreak? How do I want to respond to sadness? How do I want to respond to chaos, turmoil, frustration, joyful things? I have to use the tools that I use every day, that I teach other people. I have to use those tools to help me respond in ways that are going to be of highest service to myself, my family, and then the wider community. That is my absolute focus, because when I use those tools and I'm able to respond more frequently than not in a way that is going to be helpful, I then get to live the type of reality that even in the hard times, I feel on a heart level okay. Even when it's absolutely not okay all around me, even when I'm surrounded by chaos, I can anchor in and know that everything's going to be okay in the end. And if it's not okay, it's not the end. So from today's video, I really want to invite you into deciding, like, am I open to just waiting and seeing and ultimately being directed by other people? Or am I going to lead? And when I say lead, I want you to hear me when I say that all leadership starts with self-leadership. You can't possibly imagine to lead anybody if you are unable to lead yourself. And so much of what I desire to do in the coming weeks, months, years is help people tap into their own self-leadership so that they are able to, irrespective of what is going on around them, be able to anchor into safety and be able to take action from a place of power, not fear, so that you can stack the odds in yours and your family's favour when it comes to creating something that's sustainable and powerful and potent. So this is day 20 of 75 Hard. Thank you for being here. If this conversation has sparked anything for you at all, please leave me a comment. If you haven't liked or subscribed yet, what the heck are you doing? I'll see you tomorrow. And please remember that faith plus action equals miracle.